Might be our last map of the day. We have another Zerg versus Zerg in front of us. To the bottom left starts the Samsung Khan player. Lost on map number 1. His idea is
Samsung Khan, Ro16.
Completely agree. Should have saved, you know, his main base, blocked the ramp, tried to save it against this player who went for an aggressive opening in game number 1. His idea is
FXO Reno.
And he takes one off. He's going for a 9 pool this game. Not a 10 pool. Slightly faster.
once again the aggressive build, and now of course the main question, Ro16, what are you doing? Are you going for the hatch at 15 or are you going for the pool? A 9 pool is actually like pretty awesome.
It's so awesome. This is even a longer rush distance than the last game. Ro16's going to expect this even less. Especially since it's 2 games in a row if he does it again.
Linog takes a chance here, and I appreciate this. We talked about it in the past that when a player is up one map, he can't just go for a couple of shenanigans on the second. And this is also, if he loses this map, then suddenly Ro16 is in a position where he's like, okay, well, does he do it 3 times in a row? Does he actually go for an early pool right now? But in game number 2 on Daybreak here, Ro16 starts not with an early hatch. No, he goes for his spawning pool.
Yeah, and with the timing of the Overlord here for Linog, he's going to have his first 6lings out, but on the other hand, Ro16 should be able to defend this quite nicely. The forward spine that may occur is going to be something Ro16 needs to check for again. He did it last game, and oh, he's so lucky he sees this, but Linog's actually going to deny the hatch, which is another benefit.
It's actually not so important that he can go for forward spine here. He wants to see if there's a hatch first. But as soon as he knows about the hatch timing, he can decide whether he wants to get drones
Extra
or whether he
slings.
wants to get extra lings. The timing worked out really well for him, and of course now the Zerglings have been spotted by Ro16.
And Linog starts the drones immediately. Going to make his hatchery fairly soon. And he forced Ro16 to follow things up with lings immediately, and Linog is not going to do any damage with this attack.
Linog is going to expand fairly soon, I think. I don't see... He doesn't get gas, so at this point it would make a lot of sense for him to actually start with his expansion. He has no queen in production, though. And now here comes the expansion. It's a little bit later. He will not be able to do too much here.
Ro16 actually, I saw the silhouette of a spine crawler, and Linog is actually going to win this fight. He's got extra lings coming in as well. This is really important because that should have not been so one-sided. It was better microed by Linog.
Yeah, it was basically micro against no micro. Ro16 didn't do anything while Linog pulled some of his Zerglings back and sent them back into the fight. Nice dancing here with the units, nice kiting. Well done. And therefore a little bit more aggressive, and he can just pressure the space and therefore also make sure that the space is spawning with like half the hit points, which is always really dangerous.
That's so true. And Ro16, oh, if he gets caught here, he's going to lose even more. And could have been better, but Linog definitely feeling good about this. He's even going to save 2 of his lings. Wow.
Ro16 is now far ahead in supply though. Linog is on the same amount of harvesters, roughly, has the expansion a little bit later, the queen a little bit later, but still, it's fairly even. In total, it's fairly even here, and it's going to be interesting to see how Linog is going to play this out. He has the opportunity to try to snipe this hatch at some point. It's on half hit points. I don't think it will happen because, of course, now it's starting to rebuild, to gain hit points again. Just heal up. But Ro16 is a little bit scared. With the Spine Crawler, you can already see that he's not quite aware what's going on, but the Zergling in the main base will help him a lot with this.
Yeah, it's going to make him realize, okay, no gases at all. He probably will even cancel that Spine Crawler when he sees this, and he does. He cancels it back at home. He's like, oh, okay, totally fine here. He didn't know exactly the pool timing, because the lings difference in timing from a 10 pool to a 9 pool, for example, very minuscule. That was nicely microed. But Linog now is... He's in trouble, but I feel like with what he did with the group of lings he sent out with, he could not have done more with the build order differences that we had, so that's the best he can hope for. We're taking double gas at home now, try to make up for that deficit, as his opponent's going to have ling speed way faster than he is. He even has to make a spine now.
Yeah, he plays a little bit more defensive at this point, but if you just look at the harvester counts, we have the slight... Ro16 is slightly ahead. He has a slight advantage now. Linog's gamble didn't pay off. His opponent didn't go for 15 hatch, so this is going to be a much longer game than the last one. Ro16 this time, the one who starts with the Spainling Nest, and will maybe be the one putting on a bit of aggression. Oh no, third base.
Yeah, third base and the Baneling Nest to defend. I like this because the only way that the third base could be attacked by Linog is with a big Zergling attack, because he doesn't have much production to do anything else, and he'll have the Banelings to defend.
Actually, Lino doesn't even know about it, does he? Because he doesn't have an Overlord at the third. Nope. He has no clue. I'm a little bit surprised that he doesn't have an Overlord yet.
Yeah, it's something he just clearly does not expect or is not interested in, because even if he sees it, it's going to be something that's going to be hard for him to move on, but it's definitely information he should have. Leon with a lot of gas at once here.
Yeah, Roro on the other hand though has like 3 gas at this point too. He has 1 gas behind his opponent, both of them with roughly the same timing for tech. Roro, of course, once more a little bit faster, also the +1 attack upgrade for his Roaches, then the Roach Warren. Just everything he does is faster than what Lino does. And third base, of course, will help Roro a lot if he's able to defend it, and it certainly doesn't look like Lino is going to be aggressive anytime soon.
Yeah, speed finishing up for Leonok now. And with his lair tech, what will he choose? Because this is possibly the most important choice Leonok is going to make this game. As his opponent already has the Roach War, and he's kind of picked his path. He's just going down the normal, suggested route, I guess, of ZVZ. Will Leonok try to do something different and special here? And if he does, how will he execute it? Will it be able to get him back into this game where he's sorely behind right now? Look at the hatchery timings here. Leonok's choice hasn't been made. There it is.
Leonok is going for the Spire, and with the Spire, that is maybe the choice that can bring him back into this game, because the big problem that he's going to face right now is that his opponent has a bigger army, has the better economy, but the Spire tech gives him mobility. And if there's no Infestation Pit, that could actually hurt Roro quite a bit. But that's the Infestation Pit, so Leonok is in a really tough spot here.
He's even going to see the Spire as well with his Overseer. That's really important, so he can make the Spores, pull his Overlords back as soon as possible.
Leonok is in a horrible position now. Everything that he did was late. His expansion is late, the economy for Roro is already better, he has the wrong tech. And we have Roaches and Infestors, a Roach Infestor build against Ling Mutalisk. If you are not caught completely out of position, this is usually a no-brainer.
Roro is not pulling his Overlords back on the map though, so that means that Leonok will be able to slow down his production a little bit, and he's doing some damage here. If he catches this Queen, which he will, that slows down his production even further. So, I mean, Leonok is not going to put himself ahead with this attack, but he's certainly doing a lot of damage. He saved a lot of resources. He's going to make 11 mutas or 12. When that Spire pops, looks like 11 is going to be the first number. Overseer first and
really
9.
Needs to make those work. It's just hard to pull it off. We have extra queens for Roro. He, of course, scouted it. You mentioned it earlier. So now we have to have 4. We will have 4 queens. That will give him a little bit more energy for transfuses. The Spore Crawlers are, of course, on its way. And also, we will have Infestors fairly soon. Pathogen Glance is halfway done. He can start with his Infestors in just a few seconds.
How did that Roach get in there? I just don't know.
No idea.
That Roach like hacked the security system.
Hacked the security system.
He like took a laser pointer and pointed at the security camera and went in. Roach is covert ops here. Leonok with the Overseer will be able to stop these burrowed Roaches.
It's actually pretty cool that he has Burrow in order to hide from the air units. Doesn't help him too much with the Overseer, but it has a nice range hit.
This Roach was the apprentice of the other Roach, but he was not able to get through the security.
The accomplice, exactly.
Well, Roro is supply blocked right now. Like as I mentioned, he didn't pull his Overlords back, so he's starting to lose those a little bit. He's going to lose another one to the right side if Leonok spotted that.
And Roro is going for the Hydra Den. So Leonok also with Infestors, with Roaches, Roro with the Hydra Den. This is shaping out to be a little bit of a weird game. A huge drone count now, or drone increase for Leonok now. And this can help him to get back here. He's already ahead with roughly 14 drones. He's getting additional ones. This can actually help him quite a bit because his economy now is so much better. If Roro gives him the time, then Leonok might get ahead in upgrades. But look at the upgrade timing here. +1 attack has just been started for Leonok, whereas Roro is already on his way with a +2 attack upgrade.
The Infestor is waiting for him in the main base. If he fungles this, oh my god. All of these mutas taking hits here. He does escape, only losing 2.
He's actually a little bit lucky that there wasn't a second Infestor nearby. That could have used another fungal, and in between those Spore Crawlers, they wouldn't have stand a chance.
He's actually going back in here. He is so brave. Gonna get some drones though as a result. His reward for the risk, but the Burrow is not going to be useful with the Overseer there.
The thing is, those Mutalisks will not help him later on too much.
Yeah, so it's okay if he loses them as long as he does something with them, and that's what he's going to do here.
If he kills an Infestor too, that would be awesome, but there's too much energy on the Infestors that are available. Losing them in this fashion definitely hurts. If you, actually he saves a few. Look at this. Nice.
Yeah, and he's put the worker count down too.
No, one Infestor was not able to actually get in here. And he uses Contaminate. Haven't seen this in a while.
Yeah, that's so annoying actually for a Zerg, because the hatchery just has so many different functions that it's required to use. Blocks the Larva Inject with that, and that's really nice.
Army supply at this point is in favor of Lenog with 86, and he's also ahead in worker supply. Lenog is Ro missed a bit his timing.
Yeah, Lenog is crawling his way back into this. He's made a ton of drones. He's taken a lot of risks. With the mutas on the map, Ro did not feel comfortable, and Lenog has really taken advantage of that.
The one thing that Ro now has is an advantage in upgrades, but I'm not quite sure if this is really going to help him as much as he maybe wanted to. He's doubling, Lenog is doubling Roro's Roach count. Of course,
he's coming in for drone kills.
Of course, they're Hydralisks, but still, Lenog is actually getting ahead in this game.
Yeah.
Ro completely missed the chance that he's got.
He killed a Queen.
The Queen is dead, and he moves with the fewlings, with the 3 Roaches to the third, and with the rest of them into the main base.
Nice fungal here, saving the Infestor. I thought Lenog might target that, but he kills even another drone. Lenog is ahead in this game, yeah, and with the extra base he has, he's in a great position. The macro hatch is up for him as well. His production is insane.
Both of them now at the same amount of bases, but Lenog, exactly as you pointed out, he has the macro hatch, therefore a lot more production. And his bank is sick. He has 1,200 minerals already. He's catching up with Roro in every single matter. He's even getting the additional Hydra Den. And now he started +2 attack, whereas Roro is of course not in possession of a Hyphen, therefore can't start the +3 attack upgrade. He could start with armor, and there it is, armor upgrade number 1. But still, Lenog is already maxed out. He's looking pretty strong here. Roro completely missed the timing, and now this will give Lenog the chance to seal the deal.
Yeah, he's setting up another run by, but Roro he's like, all right, I'm ready to defend over there, but at the same time, is he going to be out of position when Lenog fights? Because the concave is so important. Yeah. He's got the Hydras. Fungals mean everything here, because with good Fungals, the Hydras can do damage. Without them, though, they are not going to be able to fight against this many Roaches.
And here they come, Infested Terrans for both sides. Of course, the Hydra is now doing a huge amount of DPS. Lenog dropped in supply like crazy. He dropped like 40 supply within the first few seconds, but he has another force over at the third. And these units are doing some damage. He even splits them and sends a couple of them over to the natural.
Yeah, and the Hydra's really doing the damage in that fight with the Fungals. The Infested Terrans, the upgrade's really showing through.
Lenog is maxed out again, and he still has 1,300 minerals. Oh god, he's sniping the Infestors.
Oh,
nice.
This is so important. He's going to get the Infestors and some of these Hydralisks. Nice attack here by Lenog. Just so map aware right now.
Both of them here with the Burrow, using these upgrades really well. Lenog with a lot more production than his opponent, but now we have the Overseer for Oro, and therefore Lenog's Roach is a little bit out of luck. Great game here nonetheless. Lenog doing so much damage, camping here when he sees his opponent's burrowed units.
A lot of damage done with these Infestors at Lenog's fourth base, though. Killed a lot of the drones, and now he actually may be able to kill the hatchery itself if he targets. Lenog has enough units to defend, but they're not in position, so he will kill the hatchery. Some of the reinforcing units cut off by a Fungal, though.
Roro has a 30 supply army lead just because he's 20 supply down in Harvesters. This gives him an edge right now, but if he loses his army, he won't be able to easily rebuild it.
Very true. Lenog is going to fight this army right here in the open, and that's, you know, the biggest concern for Roar is I cannot lose these units. It's going to be tough for me to replace them with the bank I don't have right now. But he killed Lenog's hatchery, so this is going to kind of even up a little bit as he still has the middle.
Lenog is breaking him. Lenog is right now breaking him. He catches those Roaches, and he will make sure that every single one of them dies. The supply now highly in favor of Lenog. He still has the 15 supply Harvester lead over his opponent. 4 base against 3, yes. Oh, but Lenog needs to get out of there.
Yeah, there's too many Hydras at the back, and since he actually does not have an Overseer, he's going to be able to burrow retreat. Meanwhile, an Infested Terran attack at the third base of Lenog, taking out more Harvesters. Lenog is starting to lose several of these, but he still has a 10 Harvester lead.
Yeah, he's still doing well here. The base is definitely coming into play now. The fourth base for Oro. So Lenog needs to make sure that one of his next attacks is aimed at his opponent's economy. And he's trying to hit the fourth. He's moving in already. The Infestors, they are in position. He's trying to snipe them. Oh, no defensive Fungal here. Losing 2, losing 3, and the fourth as well. Bad unit control here by Roro. Lost every single one of them. He might still have enough, but this is a good position for Lenog to be in, especially with the reinforcements that arrive now.
Yep, and here he goes, pushing his way through. No more investors.
At the right side of the map, though, we have another attack by Roro, so both of them just going crazy here. A bit of a base race, and Lenog in the lead with the army supply.
A lot of his army dying as it spawns, though, at that base, and you know, this is such a close game now because Roro has a very aggressive position. Lenog hasn't made any spines or anything like this. He doesn't have any infestors defensively. This is actually hard to judge who's really ahead here.
The count of roaches is now 40 against 39. We have 10 additional Hydrolists though for Roro, and he's playing a really good game here. The army is kind of together for Roro, which gives him a bit of an edge.
Exactly.
But now,
and he's had extra production as well, so he's going to be ahead in army supply. In fact, right now it's 120 to 100.
Lenog moving in once again, taking down these units. He doesn't have detection, which is a problem for him. Another base about to die for Roro. Both of them just going nuts here, with Roro taking a small supply lead. The Casper player in this second game doing a really good job. Who's going to win it though?
Well, Roro's still looking strong here, but he will... Yeah,
GG. Lenog's forces, they were not in one army. He had basically two, and they were not strong enough. They were like... Just how they were split, it was